Welcome to Flash Drill News, where headlines break fast and facts hit harder. Daily updates, global coverage, no wasted time. Subscribe and stay sharp.
Diplomatic tensions between Iran and the United States deepened Saturday after Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araqi strongly condemned recent remarks made by U.S. President Donald Trump, calling them disrespectful and unacceptable. The backlash came in response to Trump's post on his Truth Social platform, in which he claimed to have saved Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, from an ugly and ignominious death by allegedly blocking an Israeli or U.S. strike. Trump also accused Khamenei of showing no gratitude for the intervention. If President Trump is sincere about pursuing a deal with Iran, he must abandon this offensive tone and refrain from attacking the supreme leader, Araqi wrote in a statement posted to social media platform X. He warned that such rhetoric only alienates millions of heartfelt supporters of the Ayatollah and undermines the chances for future diplomacy. Escalating his remarks, Araqi added, "The great and powerful Iranian people, who proved that the Israeli regime had no choice but to run to Daddy to avoid being flattened by our missiles, will not tolerate threats and insults." The inflammatory exchange follows recent U.S. airstrikes on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, coordinated with Israel's ongoing military campaign against Iran's nuclear infrastructure. The joint operation is part of a 12-day-long conflict that erupted on June 13th, with neither side yet achieving a clear strategic advantage. Trump, in his post, stated, "I knew exactly where Khamenei was sheltered and would not let Israel or the U.S. armed forces, by far the greatest and most powerful in the world, terminate his life. I saved him from a very ugly and ignominious death." He also suggested he had been considering lifting sanctions on Tehran, a major Iranian demand, but said he abandoned those efforts after receiving what he described as a statement of anger, hatred, and disgust from the Iranian government. "I immediately dropped all work on sanction relief and more," Trump wrote, while also urging Tehran to return to the negotiating table. However, Iran flatly rejected Trump's claim that nuclear talks were set to resume, stating clearly that no new negotiations are planned. As the war of words intensifies, analysts warn that personal animosities and public provocations are making a diplomatic breakthrough increasingly difficult. With the region still reeling from ongoing military strikes, the path forward remains uncertain. Iran held a large-scale state funeral in the capital on Saturday for dozens of high-ranking military officials and nuclear scientists killed in its ongoing conflict with Israel. The solemn ceremony commemorated approximately 60 individuals, including senior members of the Revolutionary Guards and 14 nuclear scientists, who died during an Israeli military operation dubbed Operation Rising Lion. The funeral began at 8 a.m. local time, 04:30 GMT, in Tehran's Islamic Revolution Square, drawing massive crowds of mourners dressed in black, many carrying Iranian flags and portraits of the fallen. The government declared a partial shutdown, with state offices and many businesses closed to mark the occasion. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian and several top officials were present at the ceremony, which was broadcast live on national television. Coffins draped in Iranian flags, adorned with images of the deceased in military uniform, were displayed prominently near Engelab Square before being carried in a procession toward Azadi Square. Health ministry figures report that Israeli strikes have killed at least 627 Iranian civilians since the outbreak of hostilities. In contrast, Israeli authorities have reported 28 fatalities from Iranian attacks. Among the high-profile figures laid to rest was Major General Mohammad Bahiri, the second highest-ranking officer in Iran's armed forces. Bahiri, along with his wife and daughter, a journalist for a local news outlet, were all killed in the same strike. Nuclear physicist Mohammad Mehdi Tehranchi and his wife were also buried during the service. Hossein Salami, a senior commander in the Revolutionary Guards who was killed on the first day of the war, was honored and laid to rest as well. Authorities confirmed that among the 60 individuals buried, 4 were children. Describing the day as one of national significance, Mohsen Mahmoudi, head of Tehran's Islamic Development Coordination Council, called it a historic day for Islamic Iran and the revolution. The mass funeral reflects the rising toll and emotional intensity of the Iran-Israel conflict, with both nations continuing to suffer casualties amid escalating military operations. At least 13 soldiers were killed and dozens injured after a suicide bomber rammed an explosives-laden vehicle into a military convoy in Pakistan's North Waziristan district, located in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The blast also injured 10 military personnel and 19 civilians, and caused significant damage to nearby homes, according to local officials. A suicide attacker drove a vehicle filled with explosives into a passing army convoy, a senior official told AFP on condition of anonymity, as he was not authorized to speak to the media. 13 soldiers lost their lives in the attack, and at least 29 others, including civilians, were wounded. The powerful explosion reportedly caused the roofs of 2 homes to collapse, injuring 6 children in the residential area nearby. Security forces cordoned off the site as rescue operations and investigations began. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the deadly assault. However, the area has been a hotspot for insurgent activity, with frequent attacks linked to the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, TTP, a banned militant outfit that has intensified operations in recent years. The incident comes amid a broader surge in militant violence across Pakistan, particularly in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan regions. In March, the Pakistan Army killed 10 suspected TTP operatives in South Waziristan after a suicide bombing targeted a Frontier Corps base near the Jandola checkpost. That same month, militants from the Baloch Liberation Army, BLA, attacked the Jafar Express passenger train in Balochistan, resulting in the deaths of 21 passengers and 4 paramilitary personnel. According to the Global Terrorism Index 2025, Pakistan experienced a 45% increase in terrorism-related deaths in the past year, rising from 748 in 2023 to 1,081 in 2024, making it the second most affected country in terms of terrorist fatalities. The Pakistani government has yet to release an official statement on the latest bombing, but the attack underscores the growing threat of militancy in the country's border regions and raises further concerns about national security.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome content, and ring the bell so you never miss a thing. Your support keeps us going. See you in the next one.